What's going on, guys? Auzio here and welcome back to a brand new video. So today we have a new series that will start on my channel today. Now it's pretty much going to be player ratings for FIFA 21. I will be predicting them and we're going to see how it goes, but we are going to do it team by team, and I am going to start with Manchester United. Now before we get into it, I'm not one of those Manchester United fans that sit here and go, oh, Bruno Fernandes, best cam in the world. Listen, we all know Kevin De Bruyne is, I would say, miles better than Bruno at this current moment. But for me, personally, I'm never going to be one of those, okay? So let's relax on that. I'm not going to give these players an immense amount of ratings just because I'm a Manchester United fan. I'll keep it real with you guys. Now, FIFA 20, he's actually got an 85 overall card. He does actually play for Sporting on that card. So, you know, that was when he was at Sporting. So he moved to Manchester United. He's done what he's done. And this is why I predict he's going to be an 87 overall. Because he's shown himself that he can do it in the Liga NOS, which is not an amazing league, but it's still a good league. And he can do it in the Prem as well. So that is why I believe he's going to get a +2. But not just that, I just haven't got the cards today. I've also got the real life stats and the reason why I will be giving him a +2. 44 games played when he was at Sporting and Manchester United this season. He scored 23 goals with the 18 assists and a 7.85 match rating. Average, by the way. Average match rating. And the fact that it's that high, I didn't really believe it. I had to search a few times for it. But either way, I cannot believe it's that high. And it kind of surprised me a little bit. Let's just say that. But either way, he has had 11 man of matches as well, which is always going to be nice. But yeah, Bruno Fernandes, 100%. If I don't see a +2 on him, I'll be very, very disappointed in EA. Next up is going to be Marcus Rashford. Rashford has had one hell of a season. He really has. He's just done everything pretty much. He can score, he's assisted, he's made the runs down the line, and as you clearly can see, the left wing and his original card is a striker. Yeah, I believe he is going to be a left winger. I do not believe he is going to continue as a striker, simply because we have Martial there. And he's literally played around 26 games down the wing as well. So I think EA have seen that and they'll be like, okay, cool. Let's move Marcus Rashford to a left wing and, you know, just play him there. But he's not a bad left winger. Like, he's got the pace. The physical stats, yeah, it does slack a little bit, but the height is really, really nice down that line. He has played 41 games, 21 goals, 7 assists, 7.31 average rating, and he has got 8 man of the matches as well. But this is what I like about that attack, right? Is that the goals are spread out. It's not just one certain guy going absolutely ham on the goals. No, the goals are spread out between Mason Greenwood, Martial, and obviously Rashford. As you clearly can see, Martial is up next. 44 games, 22 goals, 6 assists, 7.28 average match rating, and he has got 4 man of the matches as well. This card, it's been long due. It's been long due. I believe Martial should have been upgraded ages ago, but it's understandable. He hasn't really shown himself too much, but this season has by far been his best season. By far. He's done everything he needed to do. He scored the goals when he needed to as well. And he's been an absolute beast for us. So yeah, I am going to give him a +2. And hopefully EA do it as well. Wan-Bissaka. What a signing. One of the best signings that we've ever actually seen for fullback wise in the Manchester United team. I cannot believe how good he is defensively. Now, attacking wise, yeah, you know, he's not as good as Trent and stuff like that. But Trent, for me, the best fullback in the Prem, without a doubt. It's just one of those ones where he's so good at swinging the ball in. He's so good going forward. And he's not terrible defensively, okay? Yeah, he's nowhere near as good as Wan-Bissaka. But if you look at the average or the balance, if you want to call it, between Trent attacking and defensively, while Wan-Bissaka defensively and going forward, Trent wins 100%. Wan-Bissaka, I believe, can't really go forward too much. He's just so good defensively though. But he has played 44 games, 142 tackles, the most in the Premier League, by the way. 69 interceptions, 7.16 average rating, and he's got 3 man of the matches. I do believe he should get a +5, and I do believe he should be an 84 overall. Next up, we do have Paul Pogba, and this is actually going to be the first one that has a minus in rating. I don't believe he's going to get a plus. I don't believe he's going to stay the same. 3/4 of his season, he was injured. He just came back. He's done pretty well. And then at the end, he kind of slacked a little bit with his passing ability and him just doing clumsy stuff and like that. But either way, Because he was injured, I personally believe he will be going down by 1. 20 games played, 1 goal, 3 assists, 7.18 average rating, and he's got 1 man of the match as well. Next up, we do have Harry Maguire, a player that me personally, I don't really like as a centre-back. He's just not one of those ones that catches my eye and I go, boom, that centre-back is unbelievable. But at the same time, he's done his job. He has done his job. He's came in. He's been a pretty good centre-back when it comes down to just putting in tackles, holding up the play, being pretty good at driving forward as well. We all saw that goal against Tranmere. Oof, it was one hell of a goal, let's just say that. Yeah, it took a deflection, but hey, the confidence to even shoot that, especially as a centre-back, I rate it. But either way, he has played 52 games, he has scored 3 goals, he has got 80 interceptions, 7.17 average rating, and 1 man of the match. And yes, he has been involved on getting that top 3, so yeah, I am happy with him. But either way, he's just not my kind of centre-back, and I don't really rate him highly. Now, next up, we do have MATIC. Now, MATIC, at the start of the season, was not amazing, okay? He was nowhere near as good as he was in the second part of the season. The second part of the season is where we saw MATIC really come into play. I could not believe how good he was. He was definitely the favourite to be in that CDM position, simply because what he did around the pitch. He wasn't just a holding CDM, okay? He covered for centre-backs, he covered for full-backs, he covered for sometimes even wingers, but that was very, very rare. But either way, MATIC has been definitely a key to the Manchester United team, and I don't believe he's going to go down. But at the same time, I do not believe he's going to go up. He has played 32 games, 1 goal, 2 assists, 7.07 average rating, and 1 man of the match. Next up, we do have MCTOMINAY. Now, MCTOMINAY, yeah, he did have that injury, and it did cost him a few games, but at the same time, I don't believe he was going to get into the team 100%, simply because MATIC was so good in the second part. So you can't really take MATIC out in that second part, which was obviously the crucial part of our season, to put MCTOMINAY in, not knowing what MCTOMINAY was going to play like, right? But at the same time, MCTOMINAY, for me, 100% deserves that +2 rating. He has been a really good player this season, and I'm honestly, I hope he can become our main CDM, as long as like MATIC is, you know, going to retire or something like that. But either way, 35 games played, 5 goals, 1 assist, 7.01 average rating, and he has got 2 man of the matches. Next up, we do have Fred. Now, this guy right here, at the start of the season, oh my god, the first half of the season, I could not believe how good he was. He was absolutely ridiculous, and you could honestly say he was going to be our Manchester United Player of the Year. Hands down, right? He was just doing the dirt work. He was doing absolute beauty on that pitch. Well, at the second part of the Season, when Paul Pogba got back from injury, Fred was kind of left behind. It really was. He didn't get the opportunity because Pogba came in. Pogba played so well, and there was not really a need to play Fred. But at the same time, I still believe he is going to go up because of that first part of the season. It was an unbelievable player for us, and he definitely does deserve it. 43 games, 2 goals, 4 assists, a 6.99 average rating, and 1 man of the match. Next up, we do have Luke Shaw. People really hate on Luke Shaw for no reason, by the way. Like, Luke Shaw, for me, he's been a really, really crucial player for us because he puts in the tackles. Yeah, he does mistakes, okay? He does mistakes, and it's quite a lot as well. But every defender is going to make mistakes. It really is going to be like that. Every defender is going to make mistakes. And you can't really like blame Luke Shaw too much because he did do a really good job down the left back position. So I am going to give him a +1 overall. He had 33 games, 41 tackles, 28 interceptions, 6.93 average rating, and a 0 man of the matches. I believe he should have got at least 1. Hey, that's just me. Either way, the man of the hour, the man that we all needed at the current point, and he did come out clutch. Mason Greenwood, the youth player that, I tell you what, I could not believe how good his shooting ability really was. And the fact that we didn't probably play him earlier is what cost us the season. But this is why I'm looking forward to next season. I love that Bruno Fernandes, Mason Greenwood, Martial, and Rashford link up front. All we need to do, for me, is strengthen the centre-backs a little bit and 100% put in like a really, really good CDM. And Didi, for me, could be a shout. But either way, Mason Greenwood, unbelievable. He should have 5-star week for going into FIFA 21. He should have 4-star skill moves now. Understand he had 3-star on his silver card, but he should have 4-star now. Either way, EA, the biggest thing you've done wrong about this card is the height. You screwed up the height. So I believe he's 6'2", maybe even 6'1", sorry, in game. In real life, he's like a 5'10", 5'11" player. They need to realise that, and they need to change that going into FIFA 21. They cannot screw that up, because Mason Greenwood going into FIFA 21 could be potentially one of the best wingers at the start of the game. So they need to sort that out. But either way, 78 rating. Yeah, it was a plus 11, but he definitely deserves it. By the way, centre forward to right wing, because he's been playing right wing throughout the whole season. 47 games, 18 goals, 2 assists, 6.73 average rating, and 2 man of the matches. Now, Lindelof. Key players, but as well, key player in our centre-back role. Now, us saying, you know, me saying Lindelof was a key player, you rival fans are probably sitting there laughing, right? But I did not see Lindelof as a bad player. I really didn't. He did what he needed to do. Yeah, he hasn't got the greatest aerial threat. But I tell you what, he puts in a tackle, he fights for the team, and he has a lot of pace. 75 pace, I believe it needs to get upgraded a bit more. But the reason I didn't put it higher than 75, because I know EA. EA won't put it up to 80. EA won't put it up to 82. So I kept it realistic, put it to 75, and just stayed with it. I don't believe it's going to go down, but I do not believe he is going to go up either, because I wouldn't say I didn't say like he didn't have his opportunities, because he had a lot of opportunities to show himself, and he did show himself. But at the same time, was putting in a lot of centre backs time to time. It was like mixing up a little bit. But either way, Lindelof, amazing centre backs for us. 44 games, 29 tackles, 26 interceptions, 6.71 average rating, and a 0 man of the matches. Oh, Williams, my boy Williams. Now, this guy right here, I love to watch him. As soon as he's in that starting 11, you already best believe I'm turning on that TV, I'm watching a game. Either way, I do watch the games. But when this guy plays, I love it. I honestly do. I love his aggressiveness. I love his tackling. I love his pace. I love how he goes forward with a bit of confidence. But at the same time, he still needs some experience. So that is why I haven't put him like, you know, to Wan-Bissaka's level, or even like an 80 overall or something like that. I kept it real with you guys. Non-common 76, I believe is perfect, with 87 pace. They need to improve that pace. 33 games, 27 tackles, 23 interceptions, 6.71 average rating, and 1 man of the match. Daniel James. Now, Daniel James kind of got like pushed to a side. Like, he had that first month at the start of the season that he did do really, really well. But then after that, it was just like, you know, Daniel James needed to get replaced, and Mason Greenwood came into play, and that's when everything pretty much changed. But he had his fair amount of games, 32 games, 1 goal, 2 assists, 7.07 average rating, and 1 man of the match. I always saw Daniel James as like a super sub. I never saw him as like a starting 11 player. But either way, David De Gea, it's hard to say this, okay? Because for me, David De Gea, one of the best goalkeepers in the world for the past, what, 3 years, maybe 4 years. But this season, he's not been right. He's made a lot of mistakes. He still hasn't had a bad season. Like, he did not have a bad season. But the mistakes he has made cost us a lot. And I know EA will be seeing those mistakes and all this, you know, things on Twitter and stuff like that. So they will put him by, a lower. They will put his overall down by 2. And it's going to be tough, because I don't really think he deserves it. Yeah, he made a few mistakes, like there and there, but I think they're going to do it. And that's why I put him as an 87. It's going to hurt. It is. But either way, 41 games, 112 saves, 15 clean sheets, 6.59 average rating, and 1 man of the match. I do believe, though, it's time to bring in Dean Henderson. It really is. Dean Henderson needs to get given a go. Now, Pereira was an interesting one, because we played him a bit at the start of the season, as far as I remember. But at the same time, Pereira kind of just like got pushed to the side. As soon as like POGBA and stuff like came in, and Fred doing so well, you know, Matic doing so well in the second part of the season, then you have Bruno Fernandes, Pereira got pushed to a side, and he definitely was not going to go over any of those. So that's why I think he's going to go down by 1. But he did play 36 games, he did score 2 goals, 3 assists, 6.59 average rating, and 1 man of the match. Bailly is the next card. I'm telling you, boys, if this guy didn't get injuries, he would be, hands down, one of the best centre-backs in the Prem. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. He was unbelievable. He really was, man. And I just like, it hurts inside to feel like centre-backs that can be one of the best in the Prem, and then gets injured all of a sudden. And it's not even one injury. It's just time after time after time after time. I think it's time to sell him. I think I've given up on Bailly. Like, it really has. And it's sad to say, but it is what it is. I do believe he's going to go down by 1 as well. 9 games played, 2 tackles, 6 interceptions, and 6.8 on the rating. Now, Jones, even though he's a person that will fight for your club and fight for your badge, he's just one of those ones where he's not great, is he? Like, pace-wise, He does get bodied by a lot of people as well. He's not great on the ball. I would say the only thing I like about Phil Jones is obviously his commitment. And there's dead us, it's just his commitment. How he fights for the badge, how he'll pretty much do everything. We all saw that clip where he crawls across the floor, then headers it to a side. That was insane, but I think it's time to go. I think it's time to give up on him and sell him on. Let's just say that. 7 games played, 6 tackles, 4 interceptions, 6.95 average rating, and 1 man of the match. Next up, we do have Mata. Now, Mata's not been bad. He really hasn't. He's not been bad. But the reason I've put it down by 3 is because I don't believe they're going to keep him at an 82 overall. Because he was benched for the last bit of the season, for the second half after the coronavirus thing. He got benched. So at the same time, it's like EA are going to see that bit as well. And they're going to lower his rating by quite a bit. But yeah, Mata, he's still good. He's still 100% good in real life and stuff like that. But I don't see him still continuing as an 82 overall. Now, he has played 32 games, 3 goals, 5 assists, 6.56 average rating, and 0 man of the matches. Next up, we do have FOSU-MENSAH. Now, FOSU-MENSAH has been an absolute beast when Brandon Williams and Luke Shaw actually got injured. He got put into that left-back role, and I loved him defensively. I did not like him when going forward. I felt like he invaded too much of Rashford's space, but at the same time, I do believe this card needs an upgrade. A 73 overall, and you didn't even make it rare. You made it non-rare? Come on. Put some respect on Mensah's name and give him that rare card. Don't make it gold because I do not believe he deserves it just yet. Maybe, just maybe, if something happens to Wan-Bissaka, hope to God it doesn't, touch wood, then maybe he can he can actually get a go in the starting 11. But for now, Wan-Bissaka is by far better. 4 games played, 1 tackle, 4 interceptions, and 6.32 on the rating. I really do have to talk about it, don't I? Jesse Lingard, the guy that's actually linked up to Everton right now, which is interesting to see. I thought Everton was rebuilding. Oh, wait, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. He's a youth player, isn't he? He's got a lot of potential. Now, with Lingard, it's just typical, though, isn't it? Him scoring the last goal of the Premier League season. That's just typical Lingard. It really is. But either way, I'm happy for him. He scored the goal, but it's time to go. It really is. And I sound like one of those Arsenal fan TV people. I can't remember who it was. But either way, Lingard is just not one of those ones that I doubt he'll ever get back into the team. He's just not good enough. He doesn't really, like, when he goes onto the pitch, he doesn't really impress anyone. He really doesn't. And obviously, Solskjaer hasn't got the greatest relationship with Lingard either. So I think Lingard's going to pretty much go. He really is. To Everton, most likely. And he will be going down by a 5 overall as well because he got a fair amount of games in the first part of the season, but the second part of the season, not really. 37 games, 3 goals, 1 assist, 6.39 average rating as well. The lot. Now, this is another one where he doesn't really get a lot because of Wan-Bissaka, because Wan-Bissaka is so good. But at the same time, the lot does need that go. And I believe, I heard a few rumours that his agent is not happy because of his time played. But you can't do much, can you, when Wan-Bissaka's in the slot? Either way, I believe the lot does deserve a chance, but I think we should probably loan him out, if anything. If it's not a loan, then we have to play him in pretty much every Europa League game and FA Cup and stuff like that. Now we ain't got Europa League. Well, we actually still do have this season, but next season we don't have it. I feel like we need to loan him out. 13 games, 1 goal, 8 interceptions, 6.62 average rating, and 0 man of matches. I do believe he is going to stay the same as well. Agallo, I still don't know why we 100% have him. I kind of have an idea. I believe Agallo is one of those players where we use him just to rest Martial. You know, you stick him up there and I wouldn't say he's on the same level as Martial, but at the same time, it just allows Martial to have a rest. With Agallo, he's not a bad player though. He really isn't. I think he's actually going to get a +1 because he's really impressed the Manchester United fans. 19 games, 5 goals, 1 assist, 6.48 average rating, and 1 man of the match. Next up, we do have Chong. Now, when it comes down to Chong, I don't really like him too much. I feel like Chong is one of those players that was really, really overrated at the, when he came out of youth. But at the same time, I can understand because he was banging goals in when it came down to the youth. He was doing really well, his plays and everything like that. But when he gets onto that pitch with the actual Manchester United team, he doesn't impress me. He really doesn't. He takes bad touches the majority of the time. The passes is not great. The shooting, he hits a very, very, very powerful shot. But, it's just the accuracy is not really there. I don't know. I don't know about Chong. I believe Chong is going to be one of those players where you rather get a big boost at one point for your abilities. But other than that, I think he'll probably be sold to like a lower tier team, if you know what I mean. So TUANZEBE is an interesting one because he's a 73 overall rare, but I sat there and I was like, TUANZEBE is not a bad player. He really isn't. He just hasn't had like a lot of opportunities to show himself in the starting 11 team, because Solskjaer kind of has that thing where MAGUIRE and Lindelof is kind of that link up now, so he likes those two. So TUANZEBE is kind of getting left out, and as you clearly can see by his reaction, I don't believe he is happy with it either. Now for me, I put him as a non-rare 75 overall because he is a really good player. I do believe he deserves 80 pace, 77 physical, 74 defending, and 62 passing. So decent stats if you're going to use TUANZEBE at like the start of the game. Next up, we do have Dean Henderson, the guy we have all been talking about. Now, Dean Henderson, for me, I believe he deserves the opportunity to show himself in that Manchester United starting 11 team. For me, he deserves it. He's done everything he can at this point. He's done amazing work for Sheffield United. I cannot believe they put him as a 75 overall. If they do not make him at least an 82, 83... I'll be very shocked. For me, Dean Henderson, better than Pickford. 100%. If you guys disagree with me, let me know in the comments. Really, I want to know. I want to know. Because for me, Dean Henderson over Pickford all day. But for Henderson, I think he deserves it. I really do. I think he deserves to, you know, start. Or even be like a backup at least for Manchester United. I don't believe he'll be happy with a backup because, as you clearly can see, 43 games, 115 saves, 14 clean sheets, 6.69 average rating, and 1 man of the match. That's a starting goalkeeper, and we all know it. So it's one of those ones where it's a tough situation where, do you think he will take the backup at Manchester United and time to time start and prove himself that he's worthy? Or do you think he'll just want to leave and go straight to Sheffield United because he's doing really well there? But either way, he 100% deserves the 82 rated. Romero. Now, Romero is an interesting one because what he does for Manchester United, I would only feel like Manchester United fans only know that. Because rival fans, when it's usually not the greatest game, let's say an FA Cup round 1 or a Europa League against like an unknown team, they don't really watch those games. But when it comes down to Manchester United fans, we watch pretty much every game, right? 15 games played, 25 saves, 11 clean sheets, 6.66 average rating. Romero pretty much starts in, I would say, nearly all of them. And he always, and actually not always, but the majority of the time, keeps those clean sheets, makes amazing saves. And I like him. I really do. I like him. I do not hate him at all. But at the same time, it's one of those keepers where you put him against not the greatest teams. And if you put him against the top tier teams, it probably wouldn't end well. But that is going to be the end of the video. And I hope you guys did enjoy episode 1. Let's call it episode 1. Why not? Player ratings of FIFA 21 of Manchester United. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, because I want to see what actually, like, how the viewership, how the likes go on this video, because it'll be interesting to see if I continue the series or to see if the series was like a low-key bust. But if you guys do disagree with me or even agree with me, let me know in the comment section. And I want to know, if this video does do well, who should I do next? Do you want me to do Barcelona? Do you want me to do Juventus? Do you want me to do Napoli? Inter Milan? God knows what else. Let me know in the comment section. But for now, peace.